Welcome, Nexus, episode 7. Darron from Frankie's Discord and Frankie's Trading Group. Darron does things. I am part of Frankie's group. I've been part of Frankie's Discord for premium Discord for a while now, and got to know Darron a little bit. And I thought it'd be a great idea for us to get him on episode 7. So welcome, Darron. Thank you for hanging with us today.
Yeah,
Welcome.
welcome, guys. Thank you, guys.
So, how did you how did you get into trading? How long have you been trading? And let's hear your trading story. That's what we love to do here.
Okay, so my trading probably journey started kind of just for the need. You get to a stage sometimes where it's not that desperation hits, but you see all these things on Instagram or X, like, yeah, you can make money really quickly. So the trading journey starts from seeing that and seeing like some forex guys. So yeah, I got into forex kind of through like these guys on like X or Twitter or Instagram. Found kind of did my research and found a few that were kind of really good. Got into a few groups, started learning trading forex. So for the most part, we were always trading either Euro USD, gold, sometimes indexes like Nasdaq, SPX, DAX, the German index. So started at that. That was in 2018, 2019, I would say, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for 2 to 3 years with a kind of group and made decent money. Obviously, you pay your tuition in the beginning and you lose a bit, but obviously became profitable probably after about 9, 10 months after trading forex.
Wow.
Got into some really good groups. Learned kind of just the basics: support, resistance, breakouts, trends, order blocks, fair value gaps. Kind of what I'd say is the kind of the basic method as such as to how you would trade that, right? So started from there, and then literally 2020 hits. We know what happens,
Mm.
and yeah, things tumble. We obviously get into some good shorts, kind of on what we were trading. So obviously we made money, but a few in the forex group kind of purged and went over to crypto. So basically, they got a few of us over, and that's kind of where crypto started. Kind of 2020, mainly trading spots, not perpetuals. I've only really been trading perpetuals maybe 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in the bear market, I started trading perpetuals, but yeah, so started trading for, crypto with basically spot trading with these guys from my forex groups, or kind of just friends that I made in the forex groups. We kind of had our own little posse of guys, and then obviously as we started trading crypto, we started looking at groups on not groups. What's a better word? We started watching like YouTube and kind of looking for kind of how do you trade crypto. You're looking for all the influencers and kind of all the information on crypto, Bitcoin, the different coins, and those type of things. That led me to your general retail type crypto channels on YouTube. Luckily, didn't get wrecked, which is good.
Right.
But that leads me into the bear market. But the group that we were in, luckily, they were also quite good with macros. Obviously, with forex going down, or kind of a retrace, kind of at the same time as kind of the bear market top for Bitcoin in the last run, the 69,000.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of got us out as well, which is good. So I didn't hold the bag. So I made enough money for a decent deposit on a house. So basically, the house I'm in. And yeah, so that's kind of where we got to there. Started trading perpetuals in the bear market because, like, now, how do you trade spot coin?
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a spot
Right.
coin, it's just going to go
You
down.
don't.
So what do you do? So
Right.
yeah, obviously then started uh, further other searches as to how to trade, because obviously I knew how to kind of long and short on all kind of on forex, gold, futures, whatever it was. So it was like, surely you can do this on crypto. So that's kind of how I led to crypto. Found a few channels, learned that way. Uh, Obviously, I mean, I'm not going to name drop the kind of channels I followed, but obviously it wasn't the best way. You're making okay money. Obviously, I was still making money in forex and stuff, but then I learned that kind of obviously you can make more. And shorting Bitcoin or shorting anything really of the crypto, kind of that led me to figure out kind of a more advanced way of doing it. Because obviously I was just trading support resistance, trend lines, order blocks, fair value gaps, breakouts, breakdowns, or whatever. Like, even the patterns for what it's worth, right? And now I kind of got to a point where I realized this is kind of the best way to do it. So then obviously I started researching, started doing a few things. Obviously I do name drop quite a bit on this, but I was in a Discord, and probably Dave Digital, everyone knows him. He's like, yeah, in quite a lot of communities. He was like, oh, come check this guy, Frankie, out. Yeah, he obviously works with BitBoy and obviously working with that network. He's got a really good style. Kind of, I've been watching him for a few weeks. Well, Dave said he'd been watching him for a few weeks or a few months, whatever it was, and obviously learned like the method. Kind of started watching, learned the method of how Frankie trades with volume profiles, order flow. So yeah, did that. And obviously in November, wasn't it? Yeah, like midway through 2023. No, it was February 2023. Sorry, because Frankie started his November 2022, or it was a few months after Frankie started. I can't remember exact dates. A few months after Frankie started his Discord, obviously joined Premium a few months over and after, and then obviously learned kind of the other methods. But also at the same time, I learned via Jason Capital as well, because obviously that was one of the other kind of recommendations. So did his courses, his advanced course, learned order flow. So yeah, learned from there, and that's kind of led me to where I'm at, kind of learning Frankie's method and understanding how he trades so well. Kind of got the opportunity to, from April last year, start working alongside him in the Discord. And yeah, it's kind of my ethos is always to help people. Like, it's not necessarily about the money. It's not necessarily what I can get. It's what I can give. It's kind of just how I've been raised, kind of old school values, if you call it that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just kind of sharing as much as I could, answering as much as I could, and kind of the opportunity with Frankie and Tony kind of just fell in my lap from there. Like, not I was expecting that. Like, even if I wasn't kind of on the team, I would still kind of be the person that would still help and share everyone. Kind of people in other Discords as well. I do kind of float around and stuff. So for the most part, yeah, that kind of leads me to working with Frankie now for just over a year, give or take.
Right.
And yeah, kind of obviously now use a lot more advanced methods, volume profiles, volume levels, VWAPs, order flow. So kind of the more advanced stuff, which has kind of got me to a level where kind of you can see what retail do and what you shouldn't do. It's kind of that. Obviously, we still make mistakes. We're human, right? But yeah, so that kind of leads up to kind of from when I started trading Forex in 2018, 2019 to where I'm at now.
What do you prefer?
I think the also one of the other attractors to crypto was that it's 24/7. With Forex, obviously, or kind of they only trade Monday to Friday, gold and Forex or futures. So, or traditional futures. So kind of the thing where you can actually trade 24/7, although you don't want to, and obviously we do become sleuths and do, but the kind of I'm more attracted to crypto still, but obviously I still have a kind of desire and heart to kind of do the odd Forex stuff, of which I was actually asked to do in Frankie's, but kind of just pushed all by the wayside, because the need is that a lot of people are asking questions about Bitcoin. They're not asking to trade the method via looking at Forex or futures, which is kind of a different method. I would use a different method anyway. I would use some of the method, but not all of it.
Yeah.
So crypto is obviously kind of the cornerstone now of what I do and mostly what I trade now. Obviously I have spot bags, but also as well the futures and perps side of it as well.
Yeah, and I've been following Nick Flopping Groper for a while now, since everybody, and it seems like a lot of people also follow Crypto Face, and Nick is his brother. And Nick has started his nice little Discord going, and he's got his own little indicator, that Leapfrog, and that's you guys got a bunch of certain VWAPs and stuff in there that you coded up or you helped him do, or
I assisted. Yeah, the framework of the indicator. The framework of the indicator was there. It was just kind of neatening up and kind of adding a few more things that are maybe a little bit too advanced for Nick, because he's not necessarily a coder, right?
Yeah.
Also, as well, full disclosure, I kind of do Python coding for work. It's kind of my job.
Got it.
I'm a business intelligence analyst. So if anyone knows what data lakes are, a whole lot of reports and data sits in a huge data lake / cloud. And I write reports or kind of coding that links those into reports. So the Lanis, all they do is they pop a button and they can have their data, sales data, project data, whatever data they want. So it's kind of hand in hand that I kind of have used my work experience to, and also Pine code and Python code. It's very similar, kind of the coding for the indicators.
Right.
Same, similar language, similar formatting, similar way the code reads. So yeah, and then also as well, I've just I literally just reached out to him on DM, like saying, "Oh, I've seen you've got this indicator. Do you need help with it?" Like, you don't ask, you don't get. I think you have to be old school with that. So yeah, I helped him with the Leapfrog V3, which was the one he released earlier on in the year, and then now we've just released a newer update, kind of more fresher, cleaner. I would say it's less. It's more. It's just a cleaner interface, basically.
Had you
Offers
done a lot of indicators in the past?
I have my own at the moment, so kind of obviously building up a repertoire, kind of a catalog of indicators. At this point, obviously, what I've done as well, I think I did share it in general in your guys' Discord, but
yes,
the guys in Frankie's have access to them. It's all free. It's just a WAP link, basically. And I know Gio was questioning it, but for now, they're free. Kind of just want to help people if they want to use them.
Yeah. I use them. Yeah, Gio's super cool with it. Yeah, he's good with it.
So there's a divergences indicator that picks up auto divergences. That's one I've done. There's CVD indicators. There's an EMA bands. I can't remember what other ones I've got in there. But yeah, I'm obviously building a repertoire of kind of a few. So that's kind of work and pleasure, and kind of when I do get time, just kind of building my own things. And obviously it's been good to work with Nick as well, kind of actually doing something for someone else. Kind of that's probably a good thing as well.
How is Nick's Discord? Is it compared to like Frankie's? Is it I know he just started, and Frankie's is what, 2 or 3 years old. But how is Nick doing compared to like Frankie or Jay?
Yeah, I think Nick has a method. Obviously, it's reversion trading. So obviously, with VWAPs, kind of the periods, obviously daily, weekly, monthly, quarters, yearly, whatever. It's all reversion trading. But what Nick does is his method is obviously using market cipher B to give you the clues of the reversion. So obviously, if money flow is coming out aggressively, obviously you want to trade a downward reversion or a short. Or if it's money flow is trending up and you obviously got a lot of signals within market cipher B saying you're going to go up, then obviously you trade the upward reversions. But the Discord as well, it's young. He has a few other coaches in this Discord. Generally, they all trade the same, which is good as well. It's the same thing with me and Frankie. Kind of now we have a set method that we use. But yeah, he does actually get some very good trade signal. You call it signals setups. Because of those reversions. So, and they hit like he loves trading XRP, he loves trading Filecoin, and like those do like sense. If they're going to revert to or kind of up or down to a VWAP, they're going to do a few percent. So obviously you just add a little bit of leverage on that, and you can actually have a very good trade. Kind of very.
Do you personally use market cipher B a lot?
Yes, but I think as well you have to kind of have a kind of prefix to that, in the sense that I know that Gio kind of stepped away from a bit, because market cipher is good when the market is trending. That's for sure. Like obviously I know what the code does, I know how it works, but kind of this is just my views of kind of what I've seen with it. Market cipher B, specifically the money flows are trending, but also it kind of leads, but also can be lagging as well. So there's like a few things you have to realize with it, but generally in the trending market cipher B is it owns, right? and also as well, specifically with the momentum waves and the money flow together, and even the VWAP, or kind of the VWAP is basically just the difference between the slow momentum wave and the fast momentum wave. So yeah, it's just in the trading market, yes, it's good, but where it's been choppy of late, so obviously you do have a few drops and then just ranges. Generally in a ranging market, I would look for kind of either VWAP trading, reversion, or I'll look for structure, market structure, breaks. Yeah, kind of. It's definitely not advanced as kind of what Geo or you guys would use in Geo's Discord, but it's just basically the same thing: break of structure or change of characters. You look for pullbacks, higher lows, or kind of, and then I just normally use Fibonacci, or at that point I'll mix it in a CVD into there. So obviously, if shorts are shorting and they're getting absorbed onto a high low, that's kind of where I know, okay, obviously this is going to be the high low. I'll enter here after the break or after the change of character. Mm-hmm. So kind of it's basics with a little bit of advance, but kind of using that, and also as well order blocks as well. But order blocks mainly for me are support or resistance as prices coming down or as prices going up. The market structure kind of leads that. So that's kind of how I use that. But also as well, it's how I use it if I was trading like Euro, or I was trading DAX, or I was trading NASDAQ. I'll just trade between order blocks and I'll trade the market structure.
Yeah, personally, that's what I do. And then I'll use Market Cipher B just for some added confluence and confidence behind it.
Darren, so I've been using an indicator. Are you familiar with Spaceman's range, Monday range, weekly range?
Yes, that's a very TradFi thing. So it's something I do reference as well. Specifically with breakout trading in futures or forex, you have your Monday range. You look at your Friday range as well. So Monday high low, or Monday mid, Friday high and low, and then obviously you have your weeklies. So your previous week high and low, and then you can use your previous day depending how the market's trending. So your previous day high, previous day low. So that's kind of from a traditional perspective, or TradFi perspective, that's kind of the traditional ranges. So yeah, I am aware and kind of have used them and do use them. So if you do see my charts anywhere, you may see I do kind of have the Monday ranges and a few other things, previous weeklies.
Yeah, I want to add a little something to it that helps me. And it's not, I wanted to ask you and talk to you about it, but we can do it off camera. But it should be pretty simple. I'm hoping it is anyways, but and it's open source too, so that's good. I'm hoping
so you want to add a little improve Spaceman.
Well, yeah, since you can't watch all of the indicator, all your assets at the same time, and I want to know when each asset is coming back into Monday, because you want to deviate either away from Monday's high or Monday's low.
Yeah.
And when it comes back into the range, I want to know that. And it's not like you can sit there and you can set your alert, but I want it to automatically do something like that for me. So that's all. Add an alert for when it's doing that.
Take it offline, but there's a way to do it. I'm very sure. I know kind of a way, but yeah, we can do it. Okay. We can kind of talk about it offline, but yeah.
Okay, cool. That would be great. So what is you're in the UK, so what is a normal day like for you? You have a regular 40-hour week job, or is it something that they contract you for? Are you independent, or how does that work? How do you have time to trade?
So I'm fully employed, but I'm kind of in a coochie situation where the way that work is assigned to me is kind of just by tickets. So if there's no work, we're doing debugging, we're doing odds and ends in the background all the time, kind of day job. But generally as well, kind of the more kind of hectic stuff, kind of busy stuff, is all done via a system called Jira or Asana. I think there's Asana, something. So yeah, we just log in there, and then literally as soon as you get a workflow or a ticket or something to do, it just pings an email to us basically. It was like, yeah, you've got this, you need to do this. So I'm lucky I'm further downstream in the work at the moment, kind of being kind of at the level I am at, luckily. So for the most part, yeah, work pays me to not do a hell of a lot sometimes, but also as well at some stages, it's very sporadic kind of with what I do, unless there's major issues with things like system going down or the security breach or something like that, kind of within the data lake and all there's obviously minor things that happen that are quick fixes. I always get pinged those, oh, can you fix this? Can you fix this? So that kind of, there's workflow, but also as well, generally it's either really busy or not, kind of is the general consensus on my job. So I'm kind of in a lucky position, but
feast or famine.
But that's also as well because I was one of the 5 or 6 that were initially built or kind of were trained to build the data lake for the company. So I've been kind of, so basically I worked in the inception of this. I worked for in like a senior data analyst role, and kind of worked with the team. We did that, and then now obviously then I left that role. I actually went into projects, and then projects got a bit miff, or kind of I didn't enjoy it. So then I went back, kind of as soon as a higher paying role in a similar position, or kind of in that department came back in. I went back in there. I've been doing this for like 3 years now. July 21. No, yeah, 4 years almost. July 21, I went back in.
So have you ever thought about quitting and doing crypto or the Discord stuff?
I could do it full-time
trading.
It's a bit of a mission tax-wise at the moment because I have an LLC that everything goes through. I'm paying countless bits of tax, and kind of the reporting side, having 2 jobs or having 2 incomes is a bit of a mission.
Yeah.
So it'll probably make it a lot simpler if I did. But I'm just at a point now where I would rather want them to offer me redundancy than actually just, AI is going to replace us eventually, because also as well, we're busy doing generative AI, building AI engines at the moment as well for certain things. So eventually when the AI has all the data, they won't need us basically. So there's a few people that kind of through the years have gotten redundancies as kind of the roles are no longer needed. So because I've been working for the company, I've had various roles, but I've been working for the company now since 2010, so like 15 years. So I'm quite far on kind of pension and all that. There's like a nice packet. Like, so if I get a redundancy from them, then obviously, then definitely we'll go full time. So also as well, kind of money wise, at this point, kind of trading is still a second income. I'd like to say I'd like to earn a lot more from it.
Yeah.
But generally, kind of the most of my money kind of in crypto is still in the spot bags. Kind of that's kind of where I'm making most of the money at this point still. So I've also kind of getting to a stage where I need to, I think Gio's been talking about it as well, kind of betting more, kind of, I know I have the skill to do it, and I know I can do it, and kind of it's just trusting yourself. It's obviously, but you get attached to the money, which is the problem. You get attached to the dollar value.
Right.
So so lately I've been trading less, but trading with bigger margin, which obviously has its own risks because obviously you get a bit more emotional about the size of the trades. But when you trust yourself, that's kind of weird. But at this point, I'll probably not look to go full time just yet. But also as well, like I have the flexibility in my job, so if that's not been picked up already, I've got a lot of flexibility with my time. But yeah, generally just getting back to the whole kind of day thing. Generally, kind of school time. Obviously, I have a son; he's 10 years old, married. So the kind of the morning routine is drop him at school. Either if I'm working from home, obviously we've got hybrid, so I can work from home or work at the office. I'm generally in the office 2 days a week. So then obviously it's kind of morning things first. So come into the office, check the emails, check if anything's gone awry. And then obviously after that, kind of there's probably like a period of maybe like an hour, 2 hours. So generally that's when I hop in the Discord. I do the updates. I do the morning call with you guys on YouTube or whatever, kind of the morning live and Frankie's, kind of do some update stuff. And then obviously hop off that, then obviously get back to work. So it's just a flip between the two, but the flexibility is there. So kind of what I'm not in a position where I'd say like I'd really want to kind of be just doing it full time where I can still draw a salary and have the flexibility and kind of have that kind of that safety net for now. And obviously as well, given how things are economically, we could get a bit of a kind of economically there should be a downturn soon. So kind of in the macro. So I would rather stay employed at this point.
Yeah.
So
Let's hope not.
it's kind of looking at that now. It's maybe kind of also is a point where maybe I've been good to like not kind of jump ship just yet.
Yeah.
And just see how it goes.
It's a big change.
Whenever you're trading, do you generally go for more swing trading or do you like scalping more?
I can do both, but generally the scalps, I generally only look for scalps on New York Open. So 9:30, or for you guys, for American, it's 9:30 EST to 11 a.m. EST. That's kind of my scalping window. If I'm going to get in, if you're going to get a daily move, it's going to happen then. And also at that time as well, it's kind of almost just gone lunchtime for me. It's kind of the slow part in the day, so I can actually focus on charts and stuff. So there's kind of that side. But also as well, I'm based in the UK, so it's obviously where you guys in America can trade Asia session. By the time Asia session comes, I'm in bed sleeping. So so generally for scalps, I like New York Open. Let's see what the daily moves go. Generally as well, I look for kind of the intraday week trades on Sundays. So futures open on Sundays. But this is also another method I know. Obviously, everyone knows Tino, and he uses kind of the hybrid system or market maker method. So that method obviously is if you get a trade on a Sunday on the false move, so obviously your open interest is going down, and obviously price can be pumping or dumping. So obviously you get a Sunday false move. If you enter on the Sunday false move, you should at least get a trade up until Wednesday or Thursday, until midweek reversal is what they call it. So generally, like Sunday evenings, I'm quite alert and attentive to what's happening in the market. So that might give you the intraday or the kind of the 3 to 4 day swing trade. But generally as well, New York Open every day is kind of my window for scalping. Swing trades obviously don't present all the time. It just depends where you are in the market cycle as well. But at the moment, I've only got a swing short. Yeah, so I caught a swing short just above 102,000, which I'm just holding. Obviously, that's kind of safety net now in case the market still tanks. Obviously, that will still pay. And then obviously, I still have a swing long from about 60,000 on Bitcoin as well. Obviously, that's now not really in much profit, but kind of those are the two safety net swing trades that I have. But generally as well, swing trades don't present all that often. So it's more looking for kind of week long. And there was one trade I had, like, I think I had a trade from like 90K or 80K previously, but when we were still pumping up after the election result, or maybe the election result, kind of November. And I hold a trade from like 90 to 108K kind of as a swing long, right? So you get those kind of moves as well. Like you don't expect them to be swing trades, but they become swing trades. So,
so you're expecting a scalp and it just keeps running on you.
But that's also kind of one of the things that Frankie teaches in his his method is that you always keep a moon bag, whether you've got a short or long, keep 20% of the margin, 25% of the margin into run. And if it runs, don't worry. But also as well, if you round trip and you stop out at entry, you've made a decent money because you've at least taken 75% of your margin out with profit, right? So you kind of can't be sad about that. And that's also as well the emotional side of it, right? You can't be I've gotten to the point now where profit's profit, loss is loss. Oh well, next trade.
Right.
So, so that's kind of my day. That's kind of the trades I look for.
Do you do a lot of like macro analysis on the market? Like, do you try to like kind of look into the future a little bit, kind of make predictions for yourself, think about what's going to happen?
I am quite macro inclined because I've been watching Tino for quite a while, but plus also as well, some of the forex guys, kind of my friends that I've made in forex, are also kind of clued up as to kind of the macro side of things at the moment. So I'm privy to the fact that I've learned and I want to learn more about the macro side of things, and you kind of get a statement to say that show me the charts, I'll show you the news, which is also true.
Yep.
But sometimes the news isn't baked into the chart for a while. So there's a bit of a spin-off there, where sometimes obviously you get some news release and it just tanks the market or pumps the market. Kind of like what happened this week with old DJT, but like those type of events, or you'll get one of the clearest ones that we had in Frankie's was, or even I think Jason, I was in Jason Casper's Discord at that stage. We had bad divergences just before FTX collapsed. So that kind of, yeah, you get those type of things where the charts kind of precede what's going to happen in the macros. But plus also as well, kind of, I still think that's the case currently, but it's just kind of learning what the macros do. It's not necessarily kind of the trades that precede, or kind of the data in the charts that's preceding what actual news is going to come out. It's learning how the macros work. Like with Tino, he's big on the carry trade, which is what hedge fund managers do to loan a currency cheap to get a return on the currency, put that currency back into dollars, and obviously it's like call it an endless money cycle, right? A money glitch. It's one of the money glitches that hedge fund managers and investment managers use to kind of make more money. So yeah, like those type of things, like the Japan carry trade, also as well the whole inflation thing, kind of learning those type of things. Although I necessarily just want to stick to charts, I kind of have at the back of my mind of kind of what's going on macroeconomically and kind of learning kind of in the background kind of also.
So what do you think? What do you think about the market in, within the next, let's say, 6 months to a year? What do you think is going to happen?
I still think so. At this point, from what I'm understanding, I can be wrong, is there's currently deflation. Deflation at this point precedes a recession. So deflation is where producers are now slashing prices to keep customers buying. So CPI literally stays constant or CPI drops, but also producer prices or production prices and costs drop. So basically they drop their prices to still kind of feed the loop of consumers consuming. And at the moment now we're in a deflationary, maybe 1 or 2 months. Generally you'll get 3 months deflation and then you hit a recession. Or the deflation always precedes a recession, generally. So that's kind of where it's heading. But the issue at the moment that I see kind of on the macros is that Trump and the Fed are at loggerheads as to what they're both doing. So that's not giving a clear understanding or direction as to what's going to happen. From what I understand, currently the Fed probably won't cut in May unless we get probably another deflationary read on CPE, which is core price expenditure, CPI, PPI. So if those start coming in lower, then that would be probably the kind of final nail for me to say that a recession is odds on. But also as well, there's tariffs now that Trump is trying to sort out and kind of speaking about and trying to get all negotiated and stuff. So that's another kind of spanner in the works. But generally, tariffs are inflationary. So if tariffs come in and they put the inflation, all these things up, when you're in a deflationary environment already, what's going to happen is it's just going to balance it out. It's just going to prolong the kind of worst case scenario, right?
Kicking the can down the road.
The can down the road. So eventually the inflation will go back up with tariffs. And then obviously from that, you'd get back into deflation and back into recession. It's going to be a loop. So, but I don't think the tariffs are going to save. Personally, I don't think the tariffs are going to save this can being kicked down the road.
Yeah,
it's definitely heading towards recession at this point.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But at that point, at the point that recession hits, that's kind of when the Fed will do emergency cuts. They'll cut aggressively. They'll put QE on. They'll put the money printers on, and that's probably they have to do that to obviously get the economy going. So at that point is probably when we kind of, we'll get another run up, another spike up, because obviously there'll be a lot more money in circulation and people have money to do things. But generally, my expectation is a tough few months ahead, at least until you start getting Fed cuts.
Do you think that we're going to get another high on Bitcoin for this cycle? Or do you think that potentially the top's already in?
I know a lot are saying the top's in. I'm personally one to say that until the weekly fully breaks bearish, kind of market structure wise. Obviously, everyone, like a lot of people use indicators like this past cycle top and these rainbow charts and all these random, not ideal indicators in my view. Market structure is always king. If a market structure flips on the weekly, if it flips bearish, at that point is when I would kind of say a market top is in. At this point, I think we've kind of had a bearish change of character, but until I think it's about 50k, somewhere below 50k, somewhere in that somewhere in that region. When you break below there, that kind of confirms for me that kind of the top was in, and obviously that's like 50% from the top, basically from 100k down. But, and obviously that's a bit late down the road. But another way that Frankie uses is the weekly money flow. If we get a weekly money flow cross on Bitcoin, that kind of for him is his indication that the top is in the bear markets here. So provided weekly money flow on markets after B doesn't go red, the bull market's still intact, but obviously we're just in choppy kind of bearish price action, not really bearish kind of a bear market.
Yeah, and that's something that we've been looking at a lot in the Nexus, with Geo specifically talking about it, watching the weekly market structure, and a lot of the altcoins have flipped bearish for weekly structure. Bitcoin, like you said, is pretty far down. It's down to like 50 something. So it's got a decent way to drop before Bitcoin flips bearish on the weekly, but a lot of the top altcoins have already flipped.
Yeah, I know altcoin wise, I think Dot and Atom are like the two worst ones that I've been looking at. That are definitely kind of weekly bearish structure, weekly money flows red, like heavily oversold and just even going lower. So it's just not ideal with kind of some of the altcoins.
Yeah, and Ethereum. What do you think about Ethereum?
I'm out of Ethereum. I gave up on it. Honest. I bought in at about $950 in the bear market, $950. I sold a bit just above 3,000, and obviously have left. I left a little bit to run, but I just thought when we started dropping now this week, I had my stop loss set on the spot bags at like 1,500. So my last bit of Ethereum, I'm out. But that's the thing, Ethereum is not performing, right? Like, one thing I've learned this cycle kind of that will probably put me in good stead for the next cycle is follow what's moving. So obviously I was in the meme trenches. I did a bit of meme coin trading on the side. On Solana, I obviously have Solana as a spot bag as well, and that's like properly outperformed ETH. Even something like Link, I've got Chainlink, right? And that's probably also, I bought that at 550 average or 560 average, and I think I've done like 3-4x on that at least on kind of when I took profits on it. So for the most part, like lots of, even some of, like, I would say not necessarily better projects than Ethereum have outperformed it. So like my Link outperformed Ethereum. Near protocol, I got Near protocol that outperformed Ethereum. Like, but obviously then Solana. I think Solana's, or from its like $6 or $8 bottom, it's like 25-30x. If you got in at lows, I didn't get in that low. I got in at like $30 to $40 on kind of the main part of that bag. But like literally, I gave up on ETH because of the fact that a lot of coins have outperformed it.
Solana, the ETH killer.
Do you feel like altcoins as like a whole group have kind of generally underperformed compared to some of the past cycles?
I think they have, because the bulk of the money is going into Bitcoin because of the ETFs and the institutional investment, and this kind of uh, the kind of the kind of narrative is the kind of narrative that Bitcoin's like the hedge to safety. Obviously, you got these people, these chats like Michael Saylor that promote the heck out of Bitcoin or whatever to all these people. Um, so like the Bitcoin maxis are now kind of in their happy state because of Bitcoin literally doing what it should be doing, and it's now got institutional money and big money like BlackRock or Van Eck or Fidelity. But for the most part, there have been some anomalies. Obviously, Solana is an anomaly because it's kind of run with Bitcoin, probably not percentage-wise. It probably has outperformed Bitcoin from its bear market low to the top, to the current high. So I know Solana probably did. Obviously, lots of meme coins literally would have outperformed Bitcoin,
which kind of goes hand in hand.
But I think with altcoins, it's been narrative based. So obviously, you had the AI and the AI bots that ran a while back. What else do we have? Obviously, meme coins. So this it kind of what kind of one of the sayings I've learned is like the bees move from from hive to hive, and that's kind of what's happened. You need to be early on the narratives. Like a lot of friends got in a few other coins early. Obviously, the new coins for the cycle, they got in those early, and those have obviously done numbers. Obviously, they've come down quite a bit now because Bitcoin's come down, but kind of from there, when they got into kind of where they got out, kind of took some profit, kind of they've definitely outperformed Bitcoin. But it's definitely on that Bitcoin dominance thing, the institutional money in Bitcoin. So every now and again, I think November just passed. Last year, there was a little bit of an alt run because obviously Bitcoin dominance had a dip, and also as well USDT dominance had a dip. So kind of at the same point at that time, that's obviously when some alts ran kind of almost into Christmas or kind of into the end of the year. But for the most part, it's been Bitcoin and then kind of just selective alts. And I think that's kind of for me the learning point at this stage, not to diversify too quickly. Obviously, I bought a lot of coins kind of a bag of spot coins, kind of in the bear market in the lows, DCAing on the way down. But definitely for next run, I'm going to do a different kind of. One of my lessons is kind of be Bitcoin heavy and then diversify, not just buy everything and hope it goes up.
Yeah. I know the ETF is a big thing for the altcoin performance. Do you think that meme coins being so big this time around, do you think that kind of played a role into it too, where maybe more people were looking for putting into money for meme coins rather than playing around with some of these like low cap altcoins?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's been money grab at this point. Where even last run it was like that. Like I had friends that just got in, made some money, and left. Right? They didn't stick around. Not definitely not around for the fundamentals or for trading. They made their bag and they left. Right? And kind of you obviously get those same people will hit you up when Bitcoin's at 100K. Like, oh, should we buy again? You know, but quite a few friends of mine, they made a bit of money like last run as well. Or luckily didn't get caught holding the bag and kind of get PO'd about kind of being at a heavy loss. But for the most part, I think the thing with kind of the selective altcoins and kind of obviously buying and that type of stuff, kind of it will, it also all depends on Bitcoin, but the money's in Bitcoin at the moment, so it's not really worth looking at altcoins for the most part. And some of the altcoins have been so slaughtered, they literally don't have the market structure to suggest that they're going to go up any much higher at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, alt season for me, and in my opinion, is last alt season 2021. COVID, we were all home. The government gave us a bunch of money, and it was a perfect storm for Bitcoin dominance at the time was super duper high, and it was having its divergences, and then we had COVID, and everybody had a bunch of money, so that it was crazy. Everybody just came and put a bunch of money into alts.
Yeah,
So
the issue there.
I don't think we're going to have another alt season. We might have little bits and pieces of it, but nothing close.
I think we're having fragmentation as well, like these little alt runs because of the token dilution. There's how many more 1,000 million tokens now than there were the previous run.
That's a good point.
So that money now has to get divested into kind of more assets and spread across the board. So anything that's running, you'll find all the money will move. Like I say, the honeybees, they'll just move from something to something. Like then everything moved from memes to AI before the end of the year. And then obviously AI bots and everything just like nuked with Bitcoin. So it's all about token dilution as well at this point. So, and obviously next run, there's going to be even more tokens. So you've got to be very selective.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, like there's, even though like, you know, there's those XRP, you have your XRP maxis and your Bitcoin maxis and Ethereum and Sol. Is there one token or coin that you just like have a love-hate relationship with where you've done so well and so terrible on it?
I wouldn't say so terrible, but Chainlink is definitely kind of one of my coins that I've kind of grown to love. Obviously, the fundamentals of it is good because they are an oracle. So obviously, a lot of things within the crypto kind of infrastructure kind of needs Chainlink as a blockchain to kind of facilitate its workings. So Chainlink last run, I think I bought it at like between $1 and $2 and sold it for ridiculous. Chainlink made me most of my money last run, so I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for it. But also as well, even this run as well, it's done decent for me. And even last bull market, I only got in on ETH at like $400 and sold it maybe like just under 4K. So I made more kind of, obviously on most of the altcoins, I did more percentages. So maybe on ETH, I maybe did like an 8x, 9x. With most of my altcoins, I was doing 15, 20x's, and they're even on the major caps, right? So, so Link, yeah, kind of, I understand the project. Obviously, with our work as well, we do work with oracles and that type of thing, kind of with the data lakes and stuff. So kind of I understand how it works. Obviously, the blockchain technology versions of the oracles has a little bit of different infrastructure and different kind of inner workings. But yeah, it kind of has facilitated a little bit of an itch to learn kind of how Chainlink worked as well. So kind of there's that as well, because it links to kind of what I do as a day job in a sense as well as trading it and kind of making money off it. So
nice. Yeah, the XRP is definitely not mine.
Yeah, I think they're called the Link Marines. I think the Link Maxis.
Yeah, Link Marines. That's cool.
Kenny
Yeah, I shit on.
Kenny hates XRP.
I shit on XRP.
XRP is a Ponzi. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah.
So you're not a big XRP guy either?
I haven't got any XRP. I've never bought it.
I had
a boy.
I had it for a little bit, but I've never really had too much. I think I had like 2,500 at one point or something.
There was a time, a couple of months ago, and I just totally shit on it. I made a big post about it, and it was the XRP BTC chart, and it just like was completely trash. And when I posted that, XRP went from 0 to a whole shit ton, and this was in November, I think. And Geo was like, "I'm buying in right now," and he bought in at the legit moment of it bottoming out. And he's like, "Kenny, you called the bottom on that when you were completely shitting on it. It legit made him."
He counter traded you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He legit made a bag of cash with that, and it was just funny though. In Discord, he's like, "Kenny called the bottom," and I was completely crapping on it. It was so funny. How are we doing on time, Darron?
I think we're just short of an hour right now.
Yeah, we're about 50 minutes on this recording. So I don't know if you want to hop off and do another. I'll quickly send another link. We can do.
Are we good for time? I got to start getting ready. We're going to an arena football game here in my city.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Who's playing?
we're doing so I'm in Arizona, so it's my team here in Tucson, and then they're playing like Salt Lake City.
I've got
I'm
a
not sure
friend that
the.
plays arena football.
Oh yeah.
He plays for the Ozark team. Yeah.
Oh no shit. Oh well, yeah. You guys are in the Ozarks,
Yeah.
in the sticks.
Ozarks is a ways for me, but
Okay.
it's a couple hours. But yeah, he plays linebacker for that team.
Big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good day. So I'm gonna have to start getting ready here in the next 45 minutes.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
You guys happy with that? You don't need to do anything else, talk anything else, or
Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up? Anything that's
Yeah.
been on your mind?
I'm happy kind of with what we've kind of gone through. Obviously, kind of my backstory, some macro stuff, kind of coins, kind of, and kind of the general market sentiments, kind of at points, kind of throughout this run. So yeah, I'm happy that we've kind of done that at least.
Have you? I want to ask because I watch you. You you do stream early, and it's when I can't sleep, and that's quite often lately that I get up and I'm watching you. Do you have any plans to try your own Discord? You have a decent following, so I thought maybe my OBS is screaming at me, Jet. I wonder what it's doing. But do you have any? Do you have any thoughts on starting your own Discord?
At this point, no. I think, not. I think basically, I've got kind of the old school values. I'm loyal, and
Yeah.
I honor where people show me honor. So basically, Frankie and Tony have given me the opportunity. So I think they need, obviously, people always ask like, "Oh, start your own thing," or but I'm just not like that. I think that they've done me a huge favor by bringing me on and kind of bringing me through that. I kind of at least owe them a good few years of kind of service and stuff like that before kind of I even just kind of, it's not even really a question, not even really a thought at this point. I just
Yeah.
feel kind of just being kind of who I am and kind of how I've been brought up. I don't think that I should do them the disservice or kind of the dishonor of kind of doing that. I know obviously at a point they'll get to a stage where I would probably want to, but at this point I'm happy to kind of sit in the background, carry on, just supporting and helping people kind of through their journey with crypto and their trading journey. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I think as well, kind of people have been asking me, "Oh, why don't you? Why don't you?" It's just also as well, it's just time. Like I don't have the time to do it. Kind of the way that we have everything set up at the moment, like with my job, kind of with helping in the Discord, everything just works. And to throw a spanner in the works and kind of go separate ways now or anything like that, it's too much of a rigmarole to get that all sorted and then kind of work your way back up. Kind of work my way up to here at this point, and I don't want to kind of disservice or kind of dishonor kind of the loyalty that Frankie and Tony have showed me. So
Yeah.
but that's just kind of who I am. I'm not the kind of person just to get some clout, get a name, and then drop kick. I'm not that type of person. And I know kind of a lot of the Discord people that will see that, and kind of the YouTubes I've been on and kind of the friends I've made in the communities, they know that as well. Kind of I'm loyal as anything. It's kind of, if you help me, I'll help you, and I'll back you 100% kind of until the day, So it's a bit of old school value, but that's just who I am as a person. So
Yeah. I think that's good.
All right. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. This was great.
Yeah,
This
that
was
a
really good.
Good episode. Good episode 7. A few weeks off. Kind of.
Yeah.
We were kind of fumbling for a few weeks.
yeah, I don't know why the other way of recording it didn't want to work. Like I tried it with my VPN on, VPN off.
It was weird.
I tried it with network. I tried it like
Discord.
network straight into my router, kind of obviously with the fastest network speed, like on Wi-Fi. It's like just said no, thank you.
It was weird because this worked perfectly. There's no problems with this.
Yeah, it's probably Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord. I don't know why. It might be kind of locational because you guys are based in America and I'm based in the UK, or something happened. Because also as well, I tried it on 2 different laptops as well. So obviously I use my work laptop and I use my personal laptop, and still the same thing. So it's just really weird that it didn't.
Yeah. Oh, we got it done still.
Yeah. Are we your first ever podcast?
I've been on a few. So on Sundays, I'm on Billy Goat Tales. So Givers Gain 111 on YouTube. So I do their TA for them. I help them with some TA and stuff. It's just more of a chat show. They do some new stuff. So I've been helping them since they started YouTube, Billy Goat Tales. And then I've done one episode with Army Piper. So obviously doesn't have a lot of subs on YouTube, but he's fairly well known kind of within the other communities. Or Billy Goat Tales and a few others. So I done an episode with him, kind of just doing some TA talking. Obviously I'm up for collabs and stuff, and Frankie and Tony are okay with it. So when they do come around, then obviously I do accept them, kind of just depending. Obviously I do run them through and past Tony and Frankie to say, oh, can I do these, that? Yeah. So collabs, always up for collabs, but obviously the point of the collabs as well is I always promote Frankie, because that kind of that's kind of where I'm based. So
was there anything that you want to shout out, your channel, Frankie's channel?
So Frankie, to learn kind of the methods that I use specifically, Frankie has a beginner series on his YouTube channel that kind of covers his methods. And then also as well, kind of, I have a channel at the moment called DDT Trading and Indicators. That's kind of the indicator based channel that I'm creating at the moment to create value there, kind of with tutorials based on my indicators. And then obviously I've got a X link, but it's more a personal one, so I don't necessarily want to promote it just yet, because obviously I'm going to move that aside and put everything basically I do onto DDT Indicators, or Darron Does Things Indicators, as kind of the more trading side of everything, rather than having my personal X, kind of everyone knowing all personal X's. So yeah, that's basically everything. And obviously as well, Flopping Groper Nick, look, kind of go follow him and watch him, and kind of supporting his indicator and supporting his Discord, also supporting me as well. So kind of giving me a pat on the back for kind of the work that I've done for him. So obviously the markets up community does kind of follow him anyway, but if anyone does watch this that's kind of not following Nick, I presume they are, because obviously Geo kind of stems from Markets Off and Jason Casper's Discord. So
we'll
the bulk of the people will.
Yeah, we'll have all your indicators, and we'll have all of your DDT indicators and
description.
What I'll do is I'll send the WAP links.
Perfect.
Or if you can just go grab the WAP link, Kenny, from the Discord, if you know where that is. Like that's the thing. Like the indicators are free for now. Obviously, eventually they'll be put behind a paywall. But for the time being, I'm just trying to build kind of value with them as such.
So go get them while you can.
Get them while you can.
Good
all right, cool. Thank you, Darron. Darron
Darron
Does Things, and Frankie's channel and Frankie's premium Discord. It was great having you. Thank you for taking the time. I'm glad we finally connected.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.